It seems like everybody has to have more SUVs and crossovers in their lineup, so why not for Volkswagen too, which is why they have just introduced for this year the all-new 2022 Volkswagen Taos. And of course, Taos is a city in New Mexico, and perhaps the part of the branding comes with the name. Taos, New Mexico being, of course, in the U.S. Southwest with wide open spaces and great opportunities. And I guess that's sort of the idea they're trying to create with the perception of this new small crossover. This fits below the Tiguan. In fact, it's about 9 inches shorter overall, and it's going to go up against a really busy section of the automotive marketplace. It will be competing against vehicles like a Jeep Compass or a Kia Seltos, maybe even something like the all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. But anyway, it's a new Volkswagen SUV to work with, and the 2022 Volkswagen Taos is the feature of my latest review. Overall, the exterior look of this Taos is distinctively Volkswagen. It's actually kind of attractive. There are some more aggressive lines to it. As I did mention, you can see it probably a little more from the lengthwise. It is 9 inches shorter in overall length compared to the Tiguan, which would be just slotted right above it in the Volkswagen lineup. On this particular trim level, you've got a couple upgrades. You got the larger 19-inch wheels. That is part of an upgrade package. But overall, this color too, it's called cornflower blue. I'm not sure what blue and cornflowers have to do with each other, but it's a pretty vivid color. It's a nice blue too, and it's actually been, I've had a few comments on the color just with people walking by. But overall, I mean, there's some interesting front decals. The front does have a bit of a more modern, aggressive aesthetic to it. It certainly does fit in an urban environment. It looks more urban than, say, more of a traditional sedate kind of crossover that you might have seen in previous generation designs with Volkswagen. So on the look side of things, I give it a pretty good thumbs up. I certainly enjoy having the opportunity to offer my thoughts with all the video reviews that I do, but I think sometimes it's also good to get some additional perspectives as well. And with this Taos, I'm going to do that by asking my next door neighbors to come on by and give me their thoughts on this Taos. And the reason why is they are a dedicated Volkswagen family. There's 3 Volkswagens in their driveway, and they have noticed that I have this Taos, and they're interested to give me their thoughts and maybe go for a bit of a spin as well. So I'm going to get my neighbors to come by and tell me what they think as well. Okay. Hey.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Justin, Jess,
hello.
And a couple of Volkswagens. Again, I set it up. You guys are my neighbors, and there's 2 Golfs in here, one GTI as well. There's actually normally a 3rd Volkswagen here, right? What's
a big boy Tiguan usually?
Yeah, and the Tiguan
right here.
The Tiguan belongs to your folks, right?
Tiguan's my folks.
All right, so
nice orange, if you will.
it is that orange. Now, Jess, actually, you're sort of you've inherited a Volkswagen family, right? You married into a Volkswagen.
I wasn't allowed to marry Justin unless I had a Volkswagen. So.
All right. So that's part of the rules.
That was part of the rules.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I told you that this is smaller than the Tiguan by about 9 inches in length. I mean, your thoughts on size-wise?
Size-wise, I thought it would be a lot smaller than 9 inches. To be honest, it's a perfect size. The Tiguan is a little bit too big.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. You can get a lot of stuff in. It's good for utility, but this is perfect for that kind of hybrid city life, cottage life.
And I'm gonna add. So I'm a person who I don't like driving like big cars.
Yep.
But I don't. I love the size of this because if you ever want to go up to an SUV, it doesn't feel like a big jump.
Right.
Like it feels like a really nice size, and you can still, as Justin said, store a lot of stuff to go up to the cottage, right?
See over it, got the top. I mean, you don't have to pull out a ladder, but it's still big enough to get everything you need if you're going in between, city.
Should we go for a drive?
I think we should.
You guys should go for a drive, and I'll join you.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. So just you can take a look around. Different, you might notice it's an all-digital LED. Driver information cluster.
I'll tell you what, this is one of the first things I noticed too right here. You've got the whole gear shifting right on the actual face of the
instead of on the side of the panel.
Instead of on the side, instead anywhere else.
And it's illuminated so you would see it at night, which is not one of those things you would always have to think. Sometimes it's the small things. Go to ambient lighting.
Oh baby, I know where this is going.
Right. This has 30 colors that you can change, up to 30 colors for ambient lighting. But look, it also adjusts on the LCD, your tachometer.
And it goes around here.
Comfort lighting everywhere.
And it goes around here.
And look,
so
right here.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ambient lighting that happens nowadays in cars,
cool.
but this is the first one where I saw it changes on the instruments as well, and that's kind of neat.
So
I'm going to probably record this at night just to see it. The transmission. If you had a front wheel drive, you'll have basically your 7-speed automatic. This is actually, or 8-speed, I believe. This is the 7-speed, the European, the dual clutch transmission. So with the 4MATIC all-wheel drive, I tend to like it better. It's a little more responsive. You still tend to notice the shifts, but it's not as bland and merged together as a CVT can be. So what matters to you guys in a ride? I mean, I know you love your GTIs and your Golfs and stuff, but what matters to you? I mean, when you're looking at a car?
Comfort and drivability. We drive our Volkswagens thousands of miles a year. I mean, COVID threw a wrench in that, but we've taken our GTI down to Florida, down to Naples and back 3 times, put thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers on it, and I just absolutely love it.
It's so
about,
reliable.
Yep.
So reliable.
Comfort, drivability, never have an issue. You never have to worry about it, and
the maintenance doesn't feel like it's a ton.
Well, you're driving down to Florida. Do you put a lot of stuff in? Because being that the Golfs, the GTIs are kind of small. I mean, you've got about 27 cubic feet back here without the second row down. You can get 66 cubic feet of cargo space. I mean, the one disadvantage to this thing, this is not recommended for towing. So if you had a trailer, this is one thing you could not do here.
Right.
On the outside, it does look a lot smaller than the Tiguan. On the inside, it actually looks identical to the Tiguan in size.
And I know I'm short and everything, but there's a lot, there's a ton of leg room.
This thing is, like you say, I mean, you might not want to tow with it, you might not want to take it off-roading, but it's got everything you need for just like an average person, right? This thing feels fantastic on the highway. I'd have no idea I'm going 100 kilometers an hour. I guess it's only fair that I let my wife drive it.
And there you go. And again, newlyweds too, so you don't want to get her upset.
Start off on a good foot, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It takes a lot for me to get upset, but I know you.
Well, if you are upset, this will put you in a good place.
It's true.
All right, Jess, now you're behind the wheel. Just a couple things here. See on the steering wheel, there's a lot of steering wheel controls. You've got the view. You see the view button?
Yeah.
That's where you can start programming things here. So if you hit the view, you can, and then also you can select by left to right in the OK. You can play around with some of your settings. You can see things. You can see there's your menu. So you start programming things, and look at view again. You can go up and down. Just play with it. You can see different settings you can have here. So up.
Oh wow.
Yep. Even going up and down, you see on the controls.
My bad. Okay, my bad. Yeah.
You can see all your menu settings. You can adjust. I mean, it takes a lot of time to play.
There's lane assist, so it does if from a blind spot it'll beep.
So that's right. So there are blind spot detectors. I mean, that's where the sensors are on the side. And if you're on the highway with lane assist, I mean, if you put on auto cruise control, it will keep track of the lanes and try to help you keep centered as well.
That's really cool.
Oh, Beats audio, eh?
Yeah, this one, this is an optional, this has an 8-speaker Beats audio.
Okay.
It's not bad. We, by all means, if you want to find a tune, we can crank it up.
Oh, and I will say, this is, so I'm used to driving a standard, like my Golf is a standard. So going to an automatic, so I'm more obviously I'm more used to knowing what my speed limit is based on the gears.
Right.
And I had to remind myself. I'm like, oh right, look down at your speedometer because I've always driven them. They're amazing.
Jess, she works out that leg, that's for sure.
Well, it makes it more fun. You're more interactive with your car, mind you. In bumper to bumper, it sucks, but just never been comfortable with the bigger cars. But that's why I always went for hatchbacks. But this, I don't feel like I'm driving a huge boat, if you will. And this feels just good too for, if you have little kids or something too. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we're having little kids anytime soon.
But that's what we said. It doesn't matter where you live. What
this
you
could
do.
be an announcement.
You never know.
Exactly. This car is so perfect that I think we need to have kids now.
I wasn't trying to be that person.
Newlyweds, tell me what?
Yeah.
Oh boy, your mom and dad are gonna what?
What? Even if you had young kids and everything, there's a lot of room for, towing.
Room for everything.
Taking kids
honestly,
to
guys,
soccer or whatever.
Should you ever have
Should we ever
had young kids, we will be
hypothetically speaking. Right.
Eric, you asked this before, but I'd want to fuel economy would be one for me. That's really important.
Sorry, fuel economy. I'll tell you that later because my my middle-aged brain forgets all the facts and figures. But it's a 1.5 liter turbocharged. I will tell you the fuel economy later. But obviously a smaller displacement is meant for that. And I'll also make sure I put the fuel economy ratings on the text overlay when we have the video.
I mean, I guess unfortunately now we have to stop driving.
I know.
But it's all right.
Well, thanks, guys. Your opinions are helpful.
Thank you.
Saves
Are you
me
kidding?
from talking a lot.
I know, right?
You bring by Volkswagens anytime, my friend.
Yeah.
We'll give you the first-hand knowledge.
No, and I just want to again say I'm very pleased. I'm pleasantly surprised at the price.
Yeah.
Very pleasantly surprised at the price because
And it's even waving
we
you
can
goodbye.
trade up.
Yeah, trade up, baby.
It's even telling you goodbye.
Oh, bye.
Such a nice car.
Bye, car.
Those Germans, eh?
I tell you.
Those Germans, man.
They're so polite.
They got it.
There you go. So as you can see with the reaction of Justin and Jessica to Volkswagen loyalists, they've done a pretty good job at VW at creating a Taos that will appeal to those who are already in the fold. Now, as to people outside the fold, as to potential conquests, I guess it relies on me to offer an opinion on that. I think overall that the new Volkswagen Taos is a pretty effective and competitive entrant. It looks good, it drives well. I'm a little disappointed, of course, in some of those standard features not being there that people come to expect nowadays. The power liftgate and the especially heated seats in the second row in Canada, you gotta have that. But overall, I think they're going to do reasonably well and competitive. I don't know if this is the best vehicle in this category, but then I also don't know what really is. It's a very subjective sort of space, and people are choosing preferences of a lot of different things to determine who really is the best overall. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. And if you are a subscriber, don't forget to select the notifications on so that you're aware of every time I post to the channel. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.